I hate having to follow up on stuff. Like, why can't we live in a perfect world where the things we are asking for people to do for us just gets done timely, accurately, and exactly as we expected it to be, right? But that's not the kind of world we live in. So how do we follow up? How do we make sure that the things that we need to have done get done? Well, I'm going to share with you 4 strategies that have helped me tremendously to get stuff done, all by having systems in place to follow up to make sure that what I need is done for me, and that way whatever I'm working on can be achieved effectively and efficiently. My name is Rosanna Hernandez, and this is the Efficiency and Organization YouTube channel. I talk a lot on this channel about everything to do with productivity, time management, being efficient, being organized, being well planned, achieving goals, getting a lot of things done in short periods of time. And so this is a topic that is very near and dear to me, and I'll tell you why. As a public school administrator and also in my businesses, one of the things that I hear a lot, the compliments I get, is that I get things done. Okay, I'm kind of known for that. I get things done. But you know what? It's not like I do everything myself. I can't, right? So like in life, sometimes we have to rely on other people to do things for us. The first one is Microsoft Outlook. So basically I would open up Microsoft Outlook, and let's say I call somebody and I request, like let's say I call the bank and I'm requesting for checks to be mailed. When do I make sure that the checks arrive? When should I follow up to make sure that I get them? I would go and like maybe 10 days later on Microsoft Outlook say, follow up on checks. Just like maybe 8 o'clock on a Wednesday or something, I calculate 10 days. I give them 10 days to send them. So let's say they arrive within the 10 days. Great, I'm done. I just go and say dismiss. When the time comes, it lights up, right? That's what Microsoft Outlook does. Even on Google Calendar you could use. And then if it's done, it's done. I don't have to worry about it. But if I have to follow up, if I have to call the bank because the checks never arrived, well, then that's something I need to follow up on. The second strategy is actually using a paper calendar. So instead of using Microsoft Outlook, instead of using Google, what I do and have done a lot in the past is using my paper calendar. So for example, this happens very commonly. Let's say I'm supposed to be reimbursed for something. Let's say I make a purchase and I'm supposed to be reimbursed for it. And let's say it's like $250. Okay, so what I would do is as soon as I know that I sent everything I need to send and it's just a matter of me receiving the money, receiving the check, what I would do is give it maybe 3 weeks at the most, then go to my calendar and then count the 3 weeks, and then on there write down follow up on $250 check from whatever source it may be. So if it's your workplace that's going to reimburse you, great. So you would follow up with them. Or if it's some other organization, you follow up with them. So that's a good way to use a calendar to follow up, to remind you if you are one to use a paper calendar like me, it'd be a great way to follow up. Either that or I use my project folders. And I've talked about this in previous videos. And this is probably a good time for me to ask you if everything I'm telling you right now sounds good to you, it sounds like it's going to help you, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and please share it if you think it'll help other people also. I use project folders, which are basically, I'll show you, this is just a pocket folder that I use over and over again, like time and time again. So what I do is I put on top, so let's say for maintenance, right? I would have a project folder for maintenance. And every time I put a maintenance request, I write it here. So then what I do is I keep this in a slot. So let's say I'm gonna follow up next month. If that's the case, if right now it happens to be April, then I would put this in my May slot. That way I know in May I have to follow up. So, but what if it's not May? What if I want to follow up on it next week? Well, besides having the monthly, I also have slots for these for each day of the week. So I have a Monday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if I put the request Monday, then a good time for me to follow up would be Friday. And if by Friday, whatever needed to be done got done, awesome. I just put a check mark that it's done and I'm good to go. I have other ones that I need to follow up on. It's a great system that works for me, and I think I know why. It's because for me, having this something physical that I know I need to follow up on makes a big difference. If it's on the computer, it's kind of like it's not in front of my eyes, right? So like I have to actually go and find it. But this way, it's so effective for me personally. It works better because it's actual tangible thing that I have to like actually work on. So it makes a little bit more sense to me. On the computer though, I will share a link to a product that I have that you can download, or you can make one on your own. It's a January 4 weeks, February 4 weeks, March 4 weeks. So for every week in a month, I know that some months have 5 weeks, but I don't put 5 weeks. I only put 4 weeks. I have spaces there where I can write down what I need to follow up on. And then that way it's kind of like a checklist. If it gets done, whatever I was going to follow up on, I just highlight it. It's on Microsoft Excel and I just highlight it that it's done. But if it's not done, I have to keep following up. So it's a great tool that you can use if you do prefer to have something like that on a computer rather than on like something tangible like I was showing you, or rather than putting it on Microsoft Outlook. I'm not a big phone user. If like I don't use my phone just because I don't like how small the keys are. But I know a lot of people like using their phones, so I'm thinking another option might be to put them in tasks, and then that way you can follow up, and then whenever something does get done, you can just click that it's done. That's something you can do. If you think that might help you, if it works for your personality, if you're on the phone because of your job, because you're always on the go, well then yeah, it would make sense to perhaps also use the phone rather than using like the computer to make the checklists or to do Outlook. Again, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video, share the video. Until next time, I'll catch you in another video.